We've all been there, right? You got this pristine 4K source. You run a standard HDMI cable more than, say, 15-20 feet. And suddenly, you're getting sparkles on the screen. Or just nothing, a black screen.
It's the HDMI cliff, as you called it. It's really just physics, voltage drop over distance. It's great for your living room, but if you're trying to cross a big conference room or a lecture hall, you just hit a wall.
Exactly. And that's what we're digging into today, the solution. We're looking at the Kramer TP-583TxR. The mission here is to figure out how the pros get around those distance limits without, turning a beautiful 4K image into a blurry mess.
Right, and the short answer is a technology called HDBaseT. It's all about taking that fragile HDMI signal and basically converting it to run over something way more robust.
We're talking about running it over standard cables, not some expensive proprietary fiber optic line. This works over the same Cat6 Ethernet cables that are in the walls of pretty much every modern building, isn't that right?
Precisely. Standard twisted pair infrastructure. But the really interesting thing about this specific Kramer unit is the range it achieves. So usually when you push 4K video over long copper runs, you have to compromise.
You have to crush the color data.
Exactly. You drop from that full 4.4.4 chroma sampling down to 4.2.0 just to save bandwidth.
Which, maybe it's fine for watching a movie, but if you're trying to show a detailed spreadsheet or text, 4.2.0 looks fuzzy. The edges just aren't sharp.
They get blurry, yeah. The breakthrough here with the TP-583TxR is that it can handle full 4K at 60 Hz with that 4.4.4 color, all the way up to 100 meters.
100 meters, that's 330 feet. That's a huge leap for copper without that color compromise. And I saw in the specs, it can go even further if you're not pushing absolutely maximum bandwidth.
That's right. If you drop the refresh rate to 30 Hertz on that 4K signal, you can get out to 180 meters. And for standard 1080p, you can push that a staggering 200 meters.
Okay, 200 meters, that's almost 650 feet. So I have to ask, play devil's advocate. When you stretch a signal that far, something has to give. I see they mentioned intelligent compression handling. My alarm bells always go off when I hear the word compression.
Sure, it's a fair skepticism.
Everyone says visually lossless, but does that actually hold up on a 100-inch display?
It does, and here's why. The compression it uses is extremely low level. We call it visually lossless because it's designed to remove data that the human eye literally can't perceive. And it does it with almost zero latency. But the intelligent part is what really matters here.
Meaning it's not just on all the time, squashing the signal by default.
Exactly. The transmitter actually checks what's on the other end of the line. If it detects a simple standard extender that can't handle the compression, it just... It turns it off. It sends the signal uncompressed. It only engages that compression when it knows there's a compatible receiver on the other side that needs it to make the distance, so it adapts.
Okay, that's a much more elegant solution.
Yeah.
And I see they didn't strip out the other key protocols. It still supports HDR10, HDMI 2.0, and the copy protection, HDCP 2.2.
Correct. You're not losing that high dynamic range just to gain the distance.
So let's talk about control. My source gear is in a rack in the basement, but the screen is up on the 3rd floor. How do I control it? I can't point an IR remote through 3 floors of concrete.
Right, and that's where the bidirectional features are key. It extends RS-232 and IR signals.
Bidirectional, so two-way traffic. Does that mean I can control the display from the rack, but I can also control the source gear from the display location?
Exactly. All those control signals ride along the very same CAT cable as the video and audio. And speaking of audio, that bandwidth also carries up to 32 channels of uncompressed digital stereo. So your Dolby True HD, DTS HD, all of that just passes right through.
Very useful. Okay, and what about the physical build? It's in one of their Digitools aluminum boxes. But the spec that really jumped out at me was fanless.
Yes, it uses convection ventilation.
Which is quiet, obviously. But to me, fanless means reliability.
Oh, absolutely. No moving parts. If you're mounting this thing in a drop ceiling or behind a permanent video wall, the last thing you want is a mechanical fan failing on you. This design means a much, much longer lifespan in those hard-to-reach places.
And for those of us with equipment racks, you can fit 3 of these side by side in a single one-use space.
Yeah, they're designed for high-density installs.
So to sort of put a bow on it, the TP-583TxR is basically the bridge that lets you centralize all your expensive sensitive source gear in a clean, climate-controlled rack.
Yeah.
While putting your screen pretty much anywhere you want in a building without losing that critical 4.4.4 quality.
That is the core job it's built to do. It solves the distance problem so you can just focus on the content.
Right. Before we wrap, here's a thought to chew on. We've been talking about this visually lossless tech. As these compression algorithms get smarter and faster, do you think we'll get to a point where we stop caring about native resolution entirely? Are we heading for a future where smart compression just solves all our bandwidth problems and we just trust the algorithm to fool our eyes?
That's a deep question. Maybe one for another deep dive.
Thanks for listening. We'll catch you on the next one.